While there are several types of zippers, the invisible zipper feels the most intimidating. By taking the process one step at a time, you'll see it's not difficult at all. What makes an invisible zipper different from the standard one? The right side of the zipper has a zipper tape covering the teeth, so you only see the teeth on the wrong side. This design allows it to hide in a seam better than a normal zipper. There shouldn't be any visible stitches. It doesn't come in a large variety of colors as standard zippers, but since it's mostly hidden, choose the best color you can. It'll have a measurement range instead of a specific number. Your pattern will tell you which size to choose. Invisible zippers are meant for a more subtle look, which is why they tend to be in dressier clothes like dresses, skirts, tops, and costumes. You can get a specific invisible zipper foot for your machine or buy an inexpensive foot adapter. It's usually found in the zipper department and works on most machines. You can also use a standard zipper foot, but it may not be able to stitch as close to the zipper teeth as the other one. To use, remove your current presser foot, and if you have a separate attachment to the sewing machine shank, remove this as well. The main part of the foot is the white section, and it'll get paired with one of the other colored parts depending on your machine. Blue is for older machines that thread the needle from left to right instead of from front to back. Yellow is for high shank machines. This means that when the shank is lowered, there's a 1-inch difference between the screw hole and the base. If you have this, you'll want the X to be at the bottom. For a slant needle, which means the end of the needle slants forward, this is usually in older machines, you'll use the yellow part, but the X will be on top. Most modern home machines are low shank, meaning when the shank is lowered, there's a 1/2 inch between the screw hole and the base. Most of us will use the red part. With the correct one for your machine, slide it into the groove of the white foot section and screw it into the shank of your machine. You'll notice that the foot has the ability to slide into different positions. Press your zipper with a low heat using your iron. Be careful with the plastic zipper teeth. They could melt with your iron. If you want your fabric edges finished, like with a zigzag or overcast stitch, do it before you start. On each side of your eventual zipper seam, do a basting stitch at the seam allowance line in a contrasting thread color by using the longest stitch length and no back stitching. Stitch for a little longer than the total length of your zipper. On each side, make a mark 3/4 of an inch from the top. We'll use this to line up the top of our zipper. Be as accurate as possible to ensure the sides of your zipper line up exactly. Place the size of your project right side up so you're looking at the right side of the fabric and pick a side to start with. Unzip the zipper all the way and flip it right side down. The side of the zipper with the teeth facing away from the seam center lines up with the basting stitch of your chosen fabric side. The top of the zipper teeth should line up with your mark. The teeth are lined up with the basting stitches, then pin in place. When finished and the seam allowance is turned to the wrong side, the zipper teeth will be at the center of the seam. Your needle should be centered, so if it's not centered, adjust needle placement. Slide the foot so that a groove at the foot's bottom fits over the teeth and the needle goes into the hole at the center of the foot. Start sewing with a regular straight stitch. It'll stitch right next to the teeth using the foot as a guide. Stop when you can't sew any further, hitting the zipper bottom. Make sure to backstitch at both the start and stop point. Next, we need to pin this side to this side, but I can't just bring this over like this because I'll end up getting twisted down here at the zipper. So to do that, I'm going to flip this over. So we're looking at the right side of the zipper, and then with it right side up, I'm just turning it over so now I can line up my teeth with my basting stitch on this other side, and it won't be twisted down here at the bottom. Here's a closer view of that. Take my zipper, flip it so I'm looking at the right side. I'm going to take this left side of the zipper tape and I'm going to flip it to match it up with the basting stitches and also the top of the zipper with the top of the mark. Pin it into place and we can take it to our machine to stitch it, and you see it's not twisted down here at the bottom of the zipper. Pin and stitch. Let's finish the rest of the seam. Zip up the zipper and pin the seam area together right side to right side below the zipper, making sure to pull the zipper tape out so it's not caught within the seam. At your machine, slide the invisible zipper foot so the needle is on the side, getting as close to the teeth as possible. Start sewing a little above the end of the zipper, going toward the bottom of the seam area, trying to maintain your seam allowance as close as you can. Once you've sewn a couple inches past the end of the zipper, you can switch to a standard foot if it's easier and continue sewing to the end of the seam. With that, your zipper is in. If you want to tag the bottom of the zipper tape down, sew the bottom zipper tape to the seam allowance only to hold it in place. When finished, remove all basting stitches and it should look really good on the right side of the project with no visible stitches. If you want to see this process done with a lining, check our description for a link. Our book, Professor Pincushion's Beginner Guide to Sewing, Garment Making for Nervous Newbies, is now available to order. Go to professorpincushion.com/books or click on the link in the description to see a list of vendors where you can purchase it.